Torah says God's right hand, God's mouth, God's head, God's anger, God's words. And you've probably been told, you've probably heard, that we're not supposed to take that literally. Because God doesn't have a hand, and He doesn't have a mouth, and He doesn't get angry, and He doesn't have any of these human qualities. So don't take it literally. So why does the Torah say that He has a hand if He doesn't have a hand? It's to help you understand, to make it a little better, easier to understand. But that doesn't make sense. If He doesn't have a hand, and you tell me that He does have a hand, this doesn't help me understand anything. You're just confusing me. So we have it a little bit backwards. Torah says He has a hand, and He gets angry, and He gets pleasure, and He loves, and He speaks, and You are supposed to take it literally. Because if Torah says, then it's true. You're not supposed to take it physically. So when it says that God has an arm, a hand, don't think that it's a physical hand. Why? Because a physical hand is not a real hand. God has a real hand. Like, for example, my granddaughter was crying because the doll broke. The arm came out. The arm broke off. So I said, "That must hurt." Ooh. She started to laugh. She says, "It doesn't hurt." I said, "The arm broke off. How could it?" She said, "It's not a real arm." I said, "How do you know?" She said, "Because it's made from rubber, plastic." I said, "Oh, right. An arm from plastic is not a real arm." Is an arm from a bone a real arm? It's a bone with some muscle on it. It's not a real arm. A real arm can split a sea. That's an arm. God has a real arm. So when we read in the Torah, God spoke. Really, He spoke? For real? Yes. Literally, He spoke? Yes. You mean like me? No. He really spoke. Human beings just babble. Because when He speaks, He creates a world. God said, "Let there be," and there was. And when I speak, nothing happens. So who really speaks? God's speech is real. Literal? Yes. True speech? Yes. You mean as real as mine? No. More real than yours. We are created in His image. So He really speaks, and we also speak. But not the real thing. He has a real arm. We're created in His image, so we also have an arm, but it's not the real thing. So how does it help? The Torah says that He has an arm. It helps us understand. It helps us understand that it's like our arm, but it's the real thing. And the same is true with His anger, with His pleasure, and with His need. Only human beings have needs? God doesn't? No. God has real needs. We just have frustrations. God really gets angry. We just lose our cool. For example, on Rosh Hashanah, God says, "Come to the synagogue and blow the shofar, because I need you to make me the king of the world." Does He really need? Yes. You mean like a human being? More than a human being. So here's the point. In trying to make God sound like God and not like a human being, we went too far. And now we make him sound like he's less than a human being. That's terrible. We get upset if people suffer. But he doesn't care. What is he, a monster? If we care, and we're just a little piece of God, imagine how much he cares. If it hurts me to see somebody suffering, and I'm just in the image of God, imagine how much it hurts him to see suffering. So does he need us to do a mitzvah? He says he needs. He needs us to make him the king. He needs us to invite him into the world. So he depends on us to make the world what he needs. That's what Rosh Hashanah is. And that's why God invites us. Please come and hear the shofar. I need you.